Peeps, let me show you Malmö's Fast and the Furious today. We're going to see lots of bikes, lots of cars, lots of people, and obviously lots of police. Fighters, mixers, 2 yards. Wind is absolutely killing it today. And the story that I want to tell you about was finally when I got my food delivery ID and I was allowed to work, the first thing that I did was I thought, okay, let me buy an electric bicycle. So I ordered it online and I spent about 11,500. I bought it brand new, came, I charged it, I started working on it. And then what happens is after 2-3 hours, the battery dies. And I continue working like that. I go back home, I charge it again, which takes 5 hours, and I go back again, start working. I continued for a few days, and I was like, you know what? This is not sustainable, because if I'm working only 3-4 hours a day, then I'm not going to make enough money. So clearly this is not working for me. So I was thinking, should I order an extra battery? And the battery wasn't available anywhere in Sweden or even Europe for that matter. I had to order it from China. So I thought, okay, this is probably not a good idea. So I'm going to sell this electric bike and I'm going to buy a moped. So I put it up on Facebook, and someone comes to have a look at it, and they just drive off and they never come back. So my bike gets stolen, and eventually I recovered it. That's also a very interesting story, and I'll tell you about later on. So now I end up buying a moped, which is a 50cc moped. It can only go up to 25 kilometers an hour. And I buy it again online. It comes, and I spend 16,000 kronas on that. And as soon as I started, guess what happens? The engine check light was on. So there was a manufacturing fault in that moped from the very first day. And obviously I had to send it back on warranty, and then the company was like, it's going to cost you 500 kronas to send it to us. and it's going to cost you another 500 kronas for us to send it back to you. I ended up taking it to their authorized person, company, whatever, that had to fix it. They took 2 months. They took 2 months to fix it. So obviously I couldn't sit and not do anything for 2 months. So I ended up buying my third moped. And this time I thought, you know what? Um, it's probably best to spend a little bit of money, buy a quality machine so that I can at least start working properly. So I end up buying a moped for 32,000 kronas. And finally, I start working full time. And I'm working now 10, 12 hours a day, sometimes more than that. And the problem with that moped was that you had to keep on refilling oil because you had to top it up. Uh, I think after every 100 kilometers, you had to put in like 100 mil of oil, which is the same problem with my Kimco. I think it's a problem with every scooter. I'm not sure. Anyways, so what happened was again after about 3 months, that moped also stopped, and I had to send it back on warranty. So now I have bought an electric bike which got stolen. I didn't get the insurance because the insurance company was like, you personally handed over your property to someone else, and they drove it off, so it's not our fault. I was like, okay. Um, so now I was like, what do I do? So the person that I bought the moped from, he suggested that buy a motorcycle. Now I was lucky enough that by that time I had gotten a Swedish driver's license and I had all my motorcycle licenses, so I could actually buy a motorcycle and I could move away from mopeds, which is even better because now I can go on the road, I can go on the highway, so my delivery life would be easier and maybe even much quicker. So that's how I ended up buying the Kimco, which I have right now, and I bought it for 16,000 kronas, and I've been using it for almost 7, 8 months now. Um, and then, cut to what happens is one day I'm driving and I see my electric bike, and then I call the police. The police comes and then they recover my bike, and then the whole thing goes to court. I end up going to the court. There's 5 panel of judges sitting there, and the person who took the bike was also there. Um, I'm not going to get into any more details, but I ended up getting my electric bike back, and so that was a sweet story to tell. But the moral of the story is whoever is thinking of coming to Sweden thinking that the first thing they're going to do is get into food delivery, please understand. Number one, you'll have to wait anywhere between 6 months to, I don't know, 1 year. Some people have been waiting for 2 years to even get the ID for food delivery. Number two, you're going to have to spend money to buy your equipment, to buy your moped or motorcycle or car, whatever that is. Okay. So if you can learn from my story, again, please learn from my story. Yeah. On that note, look after yourself, you guys, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. And I'm gonna see you guys again next week. Until then, look after yourselves and each other. Please consider subscribing. Ciao.